Hey guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you using the UFO test on my BenQ EW270Q 2K QHD 200Hz monitor. So let's first understand as what is UFO test, right? So what it does, it simply moves an object across your screen at a constant speed, right? So here is an UFO that is moving at 960 pixels per second, right? So with this test, you can actually see how your monitor can handle motion. Because here's the thing, static images look perfect on almost any display, but the real challenge is with the motion, right? So right now I'm running this monitor at 200 hertz, which means that my monitor is refreshing the screen 200 times every second. Now the UFO is moving at 960 pixels per second. So if you look at the refresh rate of my monitor, it updates the screen every 5 milliseconds. That's because 1 by 200 is 5 milliseconds, right? And since the UFO is moving at 960 pixels per second and my screen is updating every 5 milliseconds, by the time the next frame appears, my UFO has already moved some pixels forward, right? So if you need to get those amount of pixels it has, the UFO has moved, you just multiply the speed times the time frame, right? For updating from one frame to another. So that's basically a product between 960 times the 5 millisecond, which will give you the amount of pixels that the UFO has moved within those time frames, right? So that's what is given here, 5 pixels per frame, right? So every time a new frame appears, the UFO has already moved a few pixels forward. Now let's understand about ghosting, right? So if you look a bit closer behind the UFO, you will see a faint trail, right? So I have an image of that. So what you see here is what is called as ghosting, right? So each pixel takes a small amount of time to switch from one color to another, and this is called the response time. And if the pixel is too slow, the previous image doesn't fully disappear before the new one appears, right? Even though the monitor specs claim to be having 1 millisecond response time, it means that the fastest response time is 1 millisecond, and under it's not true for all transitions, right? Pixel response is not instant, linear, and same for all transitions. Some transitions may take longer, so sometimes pixels don't fully settle before next frame, and this is what causes ghosting. So you end up seeing a trail like a shadow following the object, right? That's ghosting there. The next thing that I want to explain is what is called the motion blur, right? And this is not particularly caused by the monitor alone, but actually your eyes are a big part of it, right? When a monitor refresh rate is 200 hertz and the image is moving at 960 pixels per second, each frame is held for 5 milliseconds, right? However, your eyes is going to continuously try to track that UFO motion, right? So what happens is, since your eyes is continuously moving to track the object, but the image is being still held there for 5 milliseconds, which results in the image getting placed at different positions in your retina, which causes the blur of that particular image, right? So you might be wondering, right? If this is a 200 hertz monitor, why isn't everything perfectly sharp? Well, high refresh rates definitely reduce the blur, but it's not perfect, right? At 60 hertz, this motion might look very blurry, and because at 60 hertz, your frame is updating every 16.7 millisecond, right? So it will look very blurry over there. At 144 hertz, it might get a bit better. and it's even better at 200 hertz, right? But it's still not perfect, because as long as we are showing motion as separate frames and your eyes are tracking it, some level of blur will always exist. So next time you see ghosting or blur in your monitor, you know what's happening behind the screens. Thank you.